Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to do another analysis here. We're going to perform a technical analysis as well as maybe a little bit of insights as to where I see Bitcoin going next. Reason being is that the market is starting to look pretty exciting. At least it's setting up to indicate to me that maybe potential upsides coming. Though nothing in trading is ever guaranteed. It's most of the time probability. So that's just something that you got have to get used to and constantly come back to the analysis. Now, one thing before I begin. It's funny. Today I'm kind of uploading videos, kind of sharing it with people on like YouTube and StockTwits. The first video I shared was the a LIF analysis, security analysis, a revisit, and I was like, okay, I upload it, and I heard my StockTwits go off, and the first thing I was like, oh right, I got a comment or a like, and then I look at it, and it's one guy who's like blocked and reported. So that's sort of the nature of StockTwits. My take on that, a little digress. It seems to be a very noisy platform, but I'm gonna kind of shake that off and focus on what I plan to do on a platform. So for me personally, I want to improve myself as an investor and trader, and would love to maybe meet other people who are like-minded and open to sharing their ideas, and not so much very judge on the judgmental side. So if people want to say block and report after I try to upload something that I put my energy into, so be it. But tip is to really just remain focused and do it for yourself as well as the community that will support you. So anyways, guys, I do apologize for a little digress on that, but let's jump back to the Bitcoin analysis. So what I have right here is my TradingView account. And as you can see, I've historically done quite a bit of analysis on Bitcoin, and you can see that that we had a quite a run back in like November of 2018, all the way to about 20,000. So that was sort of like the highest that Bitcoin's ever gone. Now, there are some VCs or famous venture capitalists out there like Tim Draper who believes that this security could go. I'm sorry, this is not a security. This cryptocurrency asset could travel to as high as 200,000. I think that probably might be a reasonable statement. Again, just because I kind of know the global macro picture and the changing demographics of things. So, for example, like millennials today, they don't really have an opportunity to invest in an asset class that could really build wealth like all the other generations did, right? All the other generations had a chance to graduate college and buy a home. Now there are pockets in the USA that are still able to do that, graduate from college and buy a home, but other pockets, it's prices are very inflated in terms of like the real estate market. And so, I do perceive as, seeing the millennials, myself included, how we behave among each other in technology and cryptocurrencies, how the views cryptocurrencies, and also with its nature of only Bitcoin being 21 million units, that rarity and the demographics and the global macro, all that combined, kind of tells me that this is maybe something I shouldn't ignore, as there could be substantial upside here. For me, I feel that I personally, it's not an educational, it's not a investment recommendation, just a educational advice from me to one another. I personally think there is potential upside here, and it's something that we need to take a look at. So let's jump into the charts, and I'll show you what I'm seeing as of most recent. So yes, this is the rally, and then we had the horrible, I guess you could say, the bubble popped and massive decline, right? And for the longest time, this thing declined all the way down to around 7,000, right? And then that 7,000 acted as resistance, right? As you can see, it declined, bounced off right here, 7,000. Well, the initial bounce was right here, then the second bounce, and then went up, retraced a little bit from the high, and then it broke that right here, the 7,000, and then it started trading within between 7,000 and 6,000 right here. So for the longest time, right, it would occasionally break out from 7,000, but then back into 6,000 territory, and just kind of hold that for the longest time, and until finally it broke 6,000 and immediately sold off all the way down to 3,000, as low as about 3,000. Yes, it's a scary ride. That's the nature of trading. That's the nature of emerging technologies such as Bitcoin. It's just something that we all can't predict. But my personal belief, what I just mentioned to you about a few minutes ago, is that uh, you know this is a emerging technology, and I don't know where it could go, but I view it as maybe the internet back in like the 1990s, the initial days of the internet, and the PC and all that. So I think it's worth a try to risk a small, portion of your portfolio. I wouldn't say bet the whole house unless you understand the technology, blockchain, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin really well, and you want to discipline and bet the whole house, right? Power to you, but that's that's not my style. I'm going to build my wealth in a more slow and predictable manner. Um, what I'm seeing as most recent. So the 3,000, again, it broke 6,000 and now it's been trading for some time about around the 3,000 to 4,000 level. And then as of most recently, we had a sharp move to the upside and it just pierced that 5,000 number. So 5,000 is a psychological whole number, I'd say, and act as resistance. But now it's still steadily holding. At one point, it did decline below 5K, but it kind of held 5K. And today I'm looking at it about 5,200. So far, if we monitor the progress of the development of the charts, to me, it's looking pretty bullish. That last move, that sharp move, was on assisted with high volume as well, as you can see right here. So, where do I see it going next? If my theory plays true and this technology, the rarity of it, continues and the charts continues to develop, then I think we'll continue to rise back above to 6,000. That would be really good to see. And then that 6,000 will potentially act as support and maybe trade in a trading range for some time between 6,000 and 7,000. For the most part, I live here in Silicon Valley, and I am pretty aware that there are some blockchain investment funds out there, hedge funds out there like Pantera Capital. They're located here in the valley. So, and other guys like, other VCs like Andreessen Horowitz who are investing in blockchain and Coinbase and all that. It kind of reinforces the potential market opportunity here. So, something that I can't look away, just kind of knowing that they're looking at as well. Other ways for me to kind of get exposure. One is, yes, I'm using like a cryptocurrency broker to get exposure to the actual Bitcoin. But the other way you can actually get exposure through the stock market or securities market is through a ETF or, yes, ETF called GBTC. That's the ticker symbol, GBTC. And this is what it currently looks like. So, in theory, this is supposed to mimic the nature of the Bitcoin charts. And so if you look at it from about a year back, this is what it looks like. So I positioned in here, maybe around $5. It's still holding today. So let's see how the position continues to play out. It is trading higher. It's kind of scary. And you never know. This thing could go back down and just kind of go sideways for some time or even go lower. But my hunch is that there is upside to come. So, guys, that is my quick 7 minutes analysis. As always, again, going back to the stock twits, there's a lot of noisy people out there, but I'll try my best to remain disciplined and stay positive and keep uploading for the people and community, for myself as well, that really care about improving themselves as traders, investors, and just being forever a student of the markets. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Hope to see you next time.